And Meg joins us now with sports, and months of training all came down to today.
Yeah, and if you notice thousands of runners out in the streets at the city this morning, Meg's here to tell you why they were there.
Yeah, well, luckily it was a beautiful day for it anyway. Maybe a little warm, so it's a good thing that the full marathon started early this morning at 7:30 with a half getting set off at 8.
Take your mark.
And off they went, almost 4,000 runners taking part in all the races this weekend. The elite competitors from across Canada and down south always at the front, the more recreational runners following close behind. Defending champion in the half, the Ethiopian Ezkiah Sisse from Arizona. He went 1 hour, 3 minutes, 53 seconds last year. He was hoping to go 62 minutes this year. That wasn't to be. But the man in green still managed one of the best times in Canada and almost a new course record.
Last year I saw the course, so this year I was preparing good. My training is well, so I was thinking I'm run under 63, but still I'm so happy.
The speedster in green also took home the women's half marathon title. Cutting in at 3 minutes off the course record was Belanish Gerber, also from Flagstaff, Arizona. Her time was 1 hour, 11 minutes, 40 seconds.
Bring him in.
And we got a new course record in the marathon as well. Here's Jacob Mengich breaking in the tape at 2:23:33. It's a mostly flat and fast course, and they were taking full advantage. Here comes the cheer team with the flag of Kenya. The 7th fastest marathon of the day, man or woman, was turned in by Ellie Greenwood from Banff, almost 20 minutes faster than any other female in a time of 2:47:17.
It's a warm day out there, so it was great to have all the aid stations. That really helped to get water and stuff. But yeah, a good race. It was PB for me, so I'm very happy and made a new friend, found a guy to run with all the way, and that's what marathoning is about, right?
As for what triathlon is all about, the national championships were held today out in Kelowna. Edmonton's Paula Finley was a close second in her 1,500-meter swim, 42K bike, and 10K run. Finley's time was 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 35 seconds. The men's title was taken by two-time Olympic medalist Simon Whitfield in 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 12 seconds. And no matter what the sport, it's tough to win when you don't score. In FC Edmonton's last 8 games, the North American Soccer League club has managed just 6 goals. Since they've allowed 16, they haven't picked up a victory since early July. So it's a good thing they're up against last place Atlanta tonight at Foot Field.
We've been timid, it seems, in front of net. So, I mean, we just have to shoot and get that, like, confidence back in front of the net, you know? So when we do it in training, it's going to come into the game.
We know that the pressure's on us. We know that, you know, if we let the slide continue, that we might not make playoffs. So I think with the pressure being on us, I think we're all going to thrive.
FCE has dropped from 2nd place overall to 6th. Game time is 7:30. Time to return to the turf for the Golden Bears Football Club. The training camp has officially started, but the memories of last season are still fresh. After the Bears lost to Calgary in the Hardy Cup to claim a silver medal, but overcame a 30-3 deficit to Saskatchewan to get there.
It was very important that our athletes came out of that game understanding not to quit, and they did a great job, obviously being down by 27 points with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. The guys did a great job, came back, they fought, and they believed in each other.
Interim head coach Jeff Stead says his athletes were emotionally spent by the time the Hardy Cup came around, but this offseason was all about understanding the tolls of a 12-week season. One player who won't take anything for granted this year is quarterback Julian Marchand. This is his last season with the club and his last chance at a championship.
And we want to go out and win a Vanier, and I actually couldn't have asked for a better group of guys. Like everybody here they're tons of fun and they're great guys, and we all get along really well. And, you know, we have a lot of fun when we're out here. You know, it's not like coming to work every day. You know, it's like a job that you love. So I just kind of come out here and give it everything and have a lot of fun in the last year.
Which is exactly what Coach Stead is trying to instill this season. New culture and more fun. The camp finishes off with a non-conference game against Calgary near the end of the month. The Edmonton Wildcats in action this afternoon in Regina after falling short in their season opener last week to Calgary, hoping for a 1-1 record after week 2 of the season, but the Regina Thunder were too much for them to handle today. The Wildcats could only manage 10 points in their first half, and that's it for today. Meanwhile, the Thunder put together 44 to improve to a 1-1 record. Wildcats face Calgary next week. Last matchup between the Caps and Outlaws before Edmonton heads off to Calgary for 3 games. Bottom of the second, Lou Santanglio drills it, and he can't reach the wall, but he does find an opening in center field. He's got time to make it to second. Still no score. Next batter up, Enrique Cruz. He'll step up and knock it completely out of the park. That's a 2-run homer. The Caps go up 2-zip, and they take the game 9-5. The Jays in Oakland this afternoon. Jameel Weeks lines out softly right to Jose Bautista. He makes the sliding grab and still no score. Top 7, the slugger Bautista up after missing last night's game with a stiff neck. He did what he does best with that. The Jays win 1-0 over the A's. And some more baseball. Little League World Series, Canada versus Latin America. Caber Cardozo pops it up and Riley Enns makes the over-the-shoulder grab. Top 3 runner on first. Yoni Hernandez grounds to second, but Canada can't get it together. Still no score. Top 5 runner on for Hernandez. He gets a hold of it and he crushes it out of the park. A fan on a cell phone makes the one-handed grab. That's a 2-run homer for Latin America, and they win 8-0. Canada will play Chinese Taipei in the elimination match. Webb Simpson eyeing the Wyndham Championship on the final round. Tommy Gainey just 1 stroke back. This eagle putt to tie, but he takes it long on the 5th. Simpson the leader at 15 under for the 9th. Easy birdie moves him to 16 under. Now on 16, Simpson with a long birdie putt. And he curves it in perfectly. That gets him up by 3 strokes, now at 18 under. The par putt on 18 captures the Wyndham Championship for Webb Simpson at 18 under. And Team Canada is going for gold in the 2011 Summer Universiade. The men's basketball team beat Lithuania 83-68 today to move on to the gold medal final for the first time in 14 years. Only Serbia is standing in their way now. And finally, it was hot and it was loud. And did we mention how hot it was this afternoon? The TSN Craft Celebration Tour invaded the town of Devon today.
Hello! And welcome to beautiful Devon, Alberta.
Voyager Park on the banks of the North Saskatchewan, the setting for a live broadcast of SportsCenter with Dan O'Toole and Jay Onright. Everyone's celebrating an infusion of $25,000 to help Devon build up its mountain bike park and give kids a safe place to ride.
The boys have made kind of a brainstorming session. They've turned it into a reality, and it's mind-boggling. I've never had any notion that this is where it was headed, but I'm incredibly proud that this is where it's gone.
The bike club at Riverview Middle School was a big reason why Devon is now calling itself Bike Town.
Very cool. Well, they put the TSN anchors to work today. Yesterday they were making pizza.
Yeah, they were. Well, I think that's a little bit of work, though, too, for them. They're used to doing what we do and sit behind here all day.
Yes, they got to sit outside. Lucky them, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
I'll be right back.